Hey guys, welcome back to the Anime Collector, and welcome back to the OCA Podcast with myself and my co-host Danjo Buagi, who is here this time. Probably one of you, Reese, was kind enough to alert me that I started the podcast an hour early, because as you can tell, I'm not in my normal place. I'm in California, and the time change threw me off because Arizona, where I live, does not observe daylight savings time. So I double calculated that, and we ended up starting at 8 and had like a, I don't know, like a minute and a half long podcast with Reese. Anyway, so
at least one bit of the.
Sorry.
At least one bit of your setting didn't change.
What's that?
Yeah, like the glowing corner.
The glowing corner, yeah. Yeah. So I have I'm in California right now because I'm working a job that very inconveniently starts tomorrow. So I have to get up at 5:30. So we're gonna streamline this podcast. So without really waiting for people to funnel in, wow, Reese is already yeah, that mecha guy's here too.
Yep.
You guys are already in the you guys are already in the chat going crazy. Anyway,
hey, so pool doors are open. It's time to play pool.
Yeah. So as we sort of gave a name to it last podcast, we're going to start by sort of jumping onto some topics of discussion, and then we're going to go through pickups. Although we might actually skip pickups today because obvious reasons. So
I will disappear and be back soon.
First and foremost, okay. First and foremost, I want to talk about YouTube's policy changes. So I've already made a video about this. So you guys have probably seen it. I'm just going to clarify that things are looking very much like it's not going to matter in terms of the live stream. Like it looks like we aren't going to lose that feature. YouTube, I specifically saw YouTube respond to somebody on Twitter who is very upset about the situation, and they went out of their way in the well, first of all, they completely lied in their response and said that YouTube doesn't favor videos that are monetized, which is completely untrue. Anybody who has analytics knows that that's the case. But then they went on to say that live streaming wouldn't be affected as well as other things like custom thumbnails. So seems like it's not going to be a problem. Although I will say that I'm still, first of all, holy crap, thank you guys for actually subscribing and putting out your friends and using your alt accounts and stuff, because we gained probably at least 70, it feels like. I'm not sure, but we've really gotten up there a lot more than I expected to from that sort of video that I put out. But I still need to get, I think at this time, 85 more to get to 1,000. And I still am going to do the best I can to get there, because what it'll do for me is it'll automatically keep me in the partner program. Whereas if I get pulled out of the partner program because I get to that date and I haven't met the threshold of 1,000 subscribers, because I've already got the 4,000 hours worth of watch time, I don't need to worry about that. But if I get there and I don't have that 1,000 subscribers, then I'll get pulled out of the partner program. And then theoretically, let's say that the day after that, I meet that 1,000 subscriber threshold, I don't get back in right away. They have to manually review my channel and determine that I'm advertiser friendly and all that stuff. So what I can do if I do get to 1,000 subscribers is bypass that process and just automatically be back in, or stay in rather. So I'm going to do my best there. So I wanted to talk about that. And then I've also, something else I just want to mention, because there's only about an hour left to do this. I wanted to bring up that right now, the Right Stuff has a Irresponsible Captain Tyler sale going on right now for the next 55 minutes. So what they're doing here is they're selling the remastered DVD series for like what, $10 less almost. I mean, that's basically it doesn't seem like a terribly good deal. Or I guess maybe if you add, let me guess, yes, you got to add this promo code, it probably will then save 60% off rather than just $10 here. So yeah, so if you guys wanted to get that, to be honest, I didn't think this show was phenomenal. I don't know, worth seeing maybe, but I didn't think it was phenomenal. Anyway, so
Wow, you're the first one to say that's just mediocre.
I'm just saying it's not phenomenal. I didn't say it was mediocre. I'm just saying I think that everybody else talks it up like it's one of the best shows out there. And I'm not saying that it's like middle of the road, but I just don't think it's phenomenal like a lot of people sort of call it out to be.
Just look at Justy Ueki Tyler. His name should be of gods. Just get rid of that Tyler part.
All right. So next topic of discussion before we go into pickups, or if we even do pickups, Augie actually picked this one up specifically, I think, because he thought I would enjoy talking about this. Polygon Pictures sets up company to develop CG models using Unreal Engine. So just for the record, actually, I will just read it because I'm sure they're going to say what I'm about to say. 3D CG anime studio Polygon Pictures announced on Wednesday that its principal shareholder, Polygon Pictures Holdings, established a new company named Element Factory on January 4th to develop CG models using Unreal Engine 4. Polygon Pictures Holdings established Element Factory in collaboration with Historia, a company established 2013 that specializes in developing game content using UE4, which is obviously Unreal Engine 4. Polygon Pictures noted that the company will combine the knowledge of both Polygon Pictures and Historia, obviously. Element Factory aims to develop next-generation 3D CG models, which are planned for use in anime games, virtual reality projects, and events. Polygon Pictures and Japanese publisher Kodansha previously established a new joint venture company called Kodansha VR Lab last October. The new company will create VR and AR, which stands for augmented reality. That's what Pokemon Go is, for example. So VR and AR content, such as videos, games, and other digital content, Kodansha VR Lab also plans to target its content to a global market. Polygon Pictures is known for anime such as the two Ajin television anime series and film trilogy, the Blame film, the two Knights of Sidonia television anime series and film, and the ongoing Godzilla Kaiju Wakusei film trilogy. Okay, so what I have to say about this, first of all, is this actually surprises me, only because, first of all, I don't work in game design. I mean, I've worked on video games using my skill set, but I don't like. I'm not in the nitty gritty. Building models in Unreal Engine seems. I feel like there's something wrong. You don't build models in Unreal Engine. You build them in 3D Studio Max or Autodesk Maya, and then you import them. I feel like I've seen people use assets that exist in Unreal Engine and build out environments and stuff before. But even still, when I saw people do that, they started for like the path or whatever they were building. They started that in Maya. So I don't know. That seems weird. This seems like a weird article, and I was hoping to find out who wrote this, because if it was Canapa, I would have asked him to clarify. It says here, yeah, so you're saying they might have mirrored it, so I guess they mirrored it from this one, so it's just like a translation of.
Yeah, what kind of weirds me a little bit is why Unreal Engine? I thought we were trying to go away from that now.
Unreal Engine's a really powerful engine. You mean instead of like Crytek engine?
Yeah.
I think Unreal Engine is a better engine than Crytek long term, because Unreal is continually. I don't want to talk and sound like I know what I'm talking about when. But it seems like it's not a big deal to go with Unreal Engine, especially with what Polygon Pictures does. It seems more fitting there, but it's just weird for them to suggest that they're going to be modeling in that one. So anyway,
the Godzilla one on Netflix? I believe the others are.
Yeah, the others all were. I don't know. Is Godzilla? I think it is actually. This is, oh god, yeah, when I look at it, that's got to be. What is this one called? It's Planet of the Monster. I'm almost positive that is on there. I just haven't watched it yet.
Well, speaking of Godzilla, they might be bringing back Monster Madness from TNT onto another channel, but that's a.
I saw the title of the video that suggested that James Rolfe was talking about that. So
yeah,
that is interesting.
Kind of miss, aside from I can't remember the name, a few notable hosts. I kind of wish that there was more feature film showings with more curation with it, but not let the curation take over the movie.
Yeah.
Kind of like with Dinner in the Movie or Mystery Science Theater 3K.
Yeah. I'm checking out the chat real quick.
All right. Homework is important.
Hey, Cutie Honey 30. Did you get Augie back on his own channel? Yeah, it seems to be that you're on. I can't. It seems like he was only banned from that one particular podcast, and it automatically went back to normal. Mr. Nice Guy's here. I guess his stream ended. Yeah, I'm in California, so hi, Mr. Nice Guy. We should grab lunch before I go back.
When are you gonna come to my side of the woods?
I don't know what's there for me other than you.
Well, there's Big Bob Gibson's.
Okay.
Zaxby's. You don't have Zaxby's. You have In-N-Out Burger, but not Zaxby's.
Now
there's Point Mallard Water Park.
Have you ever eaten an In-N-Out Burger?
We don't have one of those here.
Yeah, but have you gone and eaten it? Have you gone elsewhere where they do have them? Have you ever had one?
If it's not here, I haven't had it.
Okay.
We do have chicken salad chick.
All right.
Mallard Water Park.
What was that one
Space and Rocket Center from NASA?
What was the name of that place you took your parents for Christmas? What was that thing called?
Melon Mushroom?
Yeah. Never heard of that before.
Oh, it's an awesome pizza chain. They do like a stone wheat crust.
Yeah. Oh, like, right. Yeah, you're telling
like this mellow theme to the place.
Too irresponsible to get a Blu-ray. Sorry, I just want to catch up on this before we move on to the stuff because there's a lot, and I don't want to get bogged down by it later. Yeah. Reese says my only exposure to Tyler is when I call Right Stuff and has Crispin Freeman screaming in character. Yeah, so if you guys have never done it, if you've never called Right Stuff's customer support, their hold message is Crispin Freeman either as Tyler. I've only ever gotten Tyler, but supposedly Alucard will also answer the phone.
Oh yeah, that's usually around October or sometime at night.
Oh, okay. So if you do it at different times, okay, that's kind of it's a fun thing about their company that's really good. Hold on. AC should make it own audiobooks. What do you make his own? Does my voice sound that different on the?
All right, as the new topic of the audiobook that we're about to do.
Oh, because I was reading
Girl Nuku Nuku.
Yeah, it was because I was reading the article. That's why he was saying that.
It happened on December 24th. Forget about Christmas. Who cares about presents? The day everyone parties throughout the night. I already know I'm going to get any blessings from the man upstairs. I've treasured on holy ground, you know, Dad. Okay.
Okay.
That's showing the pictures. It doesn't work.
I'm caught up. So to answer Mr. Nice Guy's question, I'm working CalJam the next 2 days, so I won't really be free until Monday anyway. All right, cool. So pickups. Are we doing pickups?
Next time.
Okay.
I have pickups, but you don't have pickups.
I can verbally say what I got, but we can wait.
Not the same, but speaking of that, going back to Attack of the Super Monsters.
Right.
Ooh, there's one thing I didn't do. Yeah. Which, okay, fine. That's not interesting. But this guy right here with a strange Ultraman Taro being pointed out.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get another glimpse of this.
Who's not in it at all.
Not at all. But
featured prominently on the disc.
Yeah, featured prominently on the disc.
And I think you said this in the last podcast, but I don't recall that you can actually flip out you can use the reverse cover and it removes the little rating thing we were complaining about.
Boom, people. There it is.
So I mean, it's funny that they stuck Ultraman Tar all over it, but it's a very nice cover for, I mean, there's a reason why you would go out and get the German version is because the cover is really nice.
That's exactly why I got the German version.
All right, so let's jump into the articles because again, I'm pressed for time because I got to get up at 5:30 tomorrow. So I wrote, this is the first thing I added news-wise. Neko Para goods are shipping. They are not only shipping, they have arrived, but I'm not going to show them to you because I don't have them with me. Convention news. I literally put something here just so that this wouldn't be empty. Anime Boston to host Sunrise producer Hideyuki Tomioka and screenwriter Katsuyuki Sumizawa. So go Anime Boston. Got people from Sunrise over there. Live action news. Let's pull these out. Live action Full Metal Alchemist film listed for Netflix premiere on February 19th. So that's actually pretty cool. I guess that's going to be after our next podcast, though. But it's nice to know that we'll be able to see it on Netflix that early. Anything you want to say about it?
That's something I want to go see in the theaters, though.
Yeah, same here. But at least we're getting it, you know.
Oh yeah.
And I definitely can't see it in the theaters because I got the new baby, but she's wonderful. So, Ken Watanabe joins Detective Pikachu's live action film cast. I actually forgot why I remember now. Like, there's a live action Detective Pikachu. That's what I was gonna say. So that's interesting.
I wonder what the mysteries will be like. Are we going to get something like Monk, or are we going to get something like anything with Tom Zellick in it?
Yeah, I thought you were going to say like Detective Conan. But yeah, I imagine it's going to be. I don't know. That's a good question. No, it's probably going to be Monk. It's probably going to be like the well, Monk has its moments, you know.
Monk has its moments. I need to read the novels and see if it concludes or not. But
so,
what are we looking at? Live action, Laughing Under the Clouds film.
Yeah, Laughing Under the Clouds. I had never heard of this before, but I just sharing the screenshots here because
I think there was an OVA of this released from Anime Works or Media Blasters.
Really? No, you're thinking Under the Eight Clouds or whatever that was called. That's a whole different.
Okay.
Yeah, it's called Eight Clouds Rising or something like that. I'm pretty sure.
Whatever that is, it keeps having like this whole bunch of stage plays of it. But what are you looking at
now? So live action Ajin, and I'm sharing this one just because this guy right here is playing the old man who doesn't look anything like I would have expected, but creepily, this is the only actor who can pull off the look that the guy has throughout the whole show. So I'm actually kind of eager to see this. So anyway, moving on. I just wanted to kind of throw those out there. Streaming news. You want to go over this one, Augie?
Yes, after I swallow this brownie.
Okay.
So, Toku to air the Ultraman anime series starting on July 29th, which is in 4 days. So the picture that we're seeing is from Ultraman 2, as they brought it out over here on DVD. That's the one with the capsule star pin. And he goes around smacking people. Goes around smacking monsters around, which is very strange how similar that release is to Attack of the Super Monsters.
Wow. Getting some very interesting news here on the chat. First of all, remember I mentioned about being able to just flip the cover of that German release. I can never say it. Lishonsky is saying that the save editions by Funny have the reverse covers as well. I never knew that. I've never bought one because I hate those green spines. I mean, that's not true. I have bought one. I bought one for use in the bootleg series and then couldn't use it because I was trying to buy the one that they released of Shangri-La that says product title goes here on the spine.
Yeah.
But I guess they had fixed that by the time I got it. So the one I had didn't have that. Anyway, but
I like the save editions.
Reese and that mecha guy are talking about the Detective Pikachu, and that mecha guy was saying that because we were talking about the live action movie, he's saying that Ryan Reynolds wearing Pikachu pajamas would be playing the instead of having a CG Pikachu. I think that'd be actually a really funny way to do it. Anyway, so this was released. This anime here of Ultraman that's streaming. This was released as Ultraman 2, and God knows if that's the legitimate, they don't have it listed here, but who knows if that's a real DVD company or not that released that thing. But it's a phenomenally bad and obnoxious and really funny show.
It just doesn't explain this one character. So Discotheque posts Osumatsu-kun's first anime episode just out of nowhere.
Yeah, that was a little bit weird.
So what are we taking a break for? Showing off this Ultraman? Ooh.
No, I was sorry. I thought you were going to talk more on the other one, and then I removed the little cameras at the bottom from the stream.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. All right, HD.
High Dive.
So High Dive begins streaming. English Tanaka-kun is always listless. Very lazy guy. I guess...
You put this in.
Yeah, I put this in. I guess Sentai Filmworks got really ticked off when Crunchyroll started teaming up with Discotheque. Okay, fine. But then Funimation. So I guess this is their stab at them.
Okay, by putting a dub in? Or what's High Dive?
High Dive is a new streaming site that's supposed to be like $3.99 monthly.
Okay.
Here we go. Discotheque. They started putting more of their shows on their YouTube channel.
Yeah. So the Street Fighter 2.
It's not just Street Fighter.
Is this the anime or is this?
This is it's animated by Madhouse.
Yeah, this is the American cartoon, but this is part of the second box. I don't remember it being called Street Fighter 2.
Well,
I don't remember.
It's called Street Fighter, but
yeah. Why just
down? You'll see more of what they're released.
They've got the English dub of Ghost Stories and other stuff. Great Teacher Onizuka here.
Load more. Charge Man Can.
I feel like they're putting a little too much on their channel.
Well, it's a big bulk. I don't know where the biggest one is. Miss Machiko though. Because they all out of nowhere released 75 all the way up to 75 episodes, and it delayed before Crunchyroll got it. So I hope I'm getting a hard release soon of that show. I really would like to have.
Strange Psychokinesis was uploaded 11 years ago, but it's only 2 minutes of it. Never mind.
Star Wars is hilarious if you ever get a chance.
It's been on YouTube for 11 years. What's hilarious?
Star Wars.
Oh, SARS Wars, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So next up. Oh, just
more. Crunchyroll adds more Miss Machiko to the catalog all the way up to episode 775.
Yeah.
And for some reason, it was delayed slightly on Discotheque's YouTube channel.
Yeah, I titled this on the notes here. Anime strike ends, Pokemon strike begins. So Amazon has launched a Pokemon subscription-based streaming channel, monthly fee of $2.99 for Prime members. So they got rid of Anime Strike, and then like a week later, they come back with what's basically Pokemon Strike.
Why Pokemon? I mean, you have so much Power Rangers, and you can still just watch that for free on Prime. But so weird. Pokemon of all things.
It says it's
And besides that, where's my
including seasons 2 through 5 and 10 through 16.
and besides that, where's some more of that awesome Tick series that was on Amazon Prime?
I don't know. I still haven't watched it. You've been bugging me to watch it for like weeks. Crunchyroll adds Miss Kobayashi's Maid Dragon OVA and more catalog titles. It's funny. There's so many of these things that I almost added to the document, and you added them already. Okay, so theatrical releases.
For Dragon Maid, I wish that the OVA was released with the season 1.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but okay.
That would have been nice. So Cardcaptor Sakura, the sealed card. Wait, sealed card. Is this
second movie?
Oh, okay. For some reason when I first read this, I thought there was a clear card movie coming out. Okay, so they're just going to rebroadcast it in.
They're going to show the second movie
for the first time in U.S. theaters, or
I believe so.
Okay, well, it's going to be some private event in the United States theaters on January 31st, February 3rd, and February 4th. So if you're interested in seeing it, you can watch it. I mean, I just have the DVD, but you can watch it in theaters.
And after the movie, they're going to show the clear card OVA,
which is garbage. Mr. Nice Guy can attest to it. It's stupid. And well, it's not. It's called Clear Card Prologue, and it's not a prologue. It's bullshit. Mazinger Z Infinity film gets U.S. theatrical screening on February 11th and 12th, so you guys can see this too. And what's interesting, it's really interesting that 2018 is the year of Go Nagai remakes. We've had Devilman Crybaby, we've got this, and we've got the new Cutie Honey. I mean, it's just like it's his year this year.
Oh yeah, and I believe I called one out or called a prediction out earlier.
Yep.
Later last year with Great Mazinger might be released this spring. Yeah. And well, lo and behold.
You heard it here first, guys. Funimation licenses all 4 free anime films and screens Take Your Marks in theaters. So do we get the date for this one? March 14th? So this will be in theaters on March 14th if you guys want to prepare for that. So
splish splash, you'll be making a bash.
All right. Now the anime news. So we got, do you want me to open this one too?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Gives it more exposure. Boom, 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 pew, 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 pew.
This is why I didn't bother to rename all of these. Because we have to go kind of quick this tonight. So Dagashi Kashi, it's amazing how many things we watched just in the couple of episodes we've had. The number of things we've watched for the Watch Club that are coming back up in discussion. Devilman and this, and it seems it's crazy. The podcast is magic. Not in the My Little Pony way. That was unintentional to call that.
Anyway, it's listed with 12 episodes, so.
Yeah, but actually, I think this is already out. I think I saw Dakota Broski talking about this on Twitter. I think he's said that there's a new character design that is takes a little getting used to, but that he referred to this character as his waifu, and said that she was still waifu material. So, so I guess it's already been airing a little bit. Yeah, so I guess it's already come out, and it's the Blu-ray is this? I don't know. I have no idea. I saw him talking about it. That's the end of the story here. Oh, I clicked on something. Anyway, so you told me to open this one too. This is just the original.
This is the original website, and I believe you can go to a part of it that's translated in English. It kind of gives. What we're looking at is like the different DVD or Blu-ray releases.
Yeah.
But
anyway, Lupin Part 5 coming out. Not sure. I mean, look, it's Lupin. I've never seen a version of Lupin that I didn't love. But I got to be honest, the monocle, I don't know if I like it.
Well, it works in Detective Conan. Why not Lupin? But the guy in the green coat, I think that might be I remember watching Part 2, or the first box of Part 2 that Discotech released. And I could be wrong, but I think he might be the ancestor to who caught Arsène Lupin.
That would be
So
interesting.
he might have a comeback.
Yeah. So obviously, I'm looking forward to it. Kind of interesting that it's part 5 is basically part 2 of part 4.
Yeah, they're pulling a slave.
It's hard to say if they actually changed his jacket, because it seems to be a different. I mean, it's blue still, obviously, but it seems to be brighter. But it could just be the effect here. But I'm not going to bother wasting time on that because I've got to get.
Where's his tie?
Well, I'm sure that he'll have the tie in the show. It's just anyway. Is it wrong to try to pick up girls in Dungeon franchise teases new project? So we're going to end up talking about this later with the like. It's funny because we've got 2 weeks worth of news to cover, and then it's like we put something in there, and then by the time the podcast arrives, it's already been revealed what the thing they're talking about is, right? So we're going to just talk about this later. This is is it wrong to find a hot spring in the dungeon or whatever? We're going to talk about that later. So, hold on one second.
He seems to have disappeared. So let's see what the Chaz is chitting up now.
My wife thought I was done with the podcast because I started an hour early by accident and then stopped it and then came back. Okay, so that Mecha guy is saying Devilman Crybaby on Blu-ray with collector's edition OST vinyl for $300. Not a surprise. That is for the Japanese release, though. That's the Aniplex Japanese release, right?
I'm not. That sounds right, but I'm not sure. I'm a little weirded out by vinyl coming back, but then again, I'm the wrong person to be talking about that.
Vinyl never actually left technically, but yeah, it's only weird because you never see record players for sale. Like they're not still making record players when they're still making records, you know?
But they still sell all the components so you can make your sweet grooved turntable. So
Reese is saying the Hot Spring thing came out in 2016. I have no idea. I haven't watched the show. I would have watched the show, except for they released that premium edition on that ridiculously huge thing. So, okay, this is yeah, I guess I'm bringing this up because we've talked about Yowamushi Pedal several times on the podcast before, even though I've never actually sat down and watched it.
But you have it.
Yeah, I have it. It's one of those things where it's like I keep talking about it because I'm trying to push myself to remember to watch it. Yeah, so this is I guess they're just what is this, like the 3rd or 4th series now?
It feels like the 4th at this point, but
gosh, they just keep making it. It's got to be good, right?
Good.
Yeah, it's got to be good. I mean, they're cranking. Well, granted, it is discotheque. I was gonna say they're cranking it out a lot faster than Haikyuu's coming out, right? Anyway, so Megalobox, we've got a spin-off, right? Spiritual successor that is sort of related to the so we got the spin-off to Ashita no Joe.
Yeah, but they spacedized it, or not really spacedized it, but they mechanized it.
Yeah, I'm not too fond of the concept behind it. I just think that regular boxing is more interesting. I think that Hajime no Ippo has one of the greatest arcs, the arc, the overall arcing story of it, of him, starting and working his way up, and the actual hits and everything. I just think that show has such a I just caught what animation director for Master Keaton and Lupin the Third, woman called Fujiko Mine.
I just wonder how they're going to do Rikishi if he's in this one.
I'm very interested in this now. Sorry, this caught my eye. Yeah, a lot of things that I'm interested in are. I'm gonna have to keep an eye on this. Oh gosh, even Kids on the Slope getting in here composing music, dude. Okay, guaranteed hit. Calling it now. Anyway, so what were you saying, Rikishi?
Yeah, his first rival that Joe encounters in Juvie.
Why? But it doesn't. it's weird because there are characters. They do appear to be characters from Ashitano Joe that are evolved into this new one. Like it's a spin-off where they're taking those characters and sort of bringing them back into a sort of a new. I don't know what they're doing, but it's an interesting thing. But like the character designs, let's just wait and see it, and then we'll be able to talk about it. We'll move on. Oh,
I try to avoid putting that on there.
I put it on here.
I know you put it on here.
I put it on here just because I thought, okay, so first of all, here's my thought process. I remember now, I actually added it. I put it on here twice, once from the Anime News Network one and once from the Crunchyroll one for reasons you're about to see. I was going to say, I was loading this up here. I was going to show it. It's like, so here's some good news. Look at how they drew Baki. We're not going to have to sit through young Baki again. Yay. And then, and I was also like, look, it looks much better. It looks really good, like the original OVA that was released by US Manga Corps.
Animated by neck.
And then, boom, I come to this, and I get to see this monstrosity again. It just looks so freaking bad.
Looks like Jonathan Joestar blended with Bao.
Bao is also by Hirohiko Araki, or whatever his name is.
You said it correctly.
Yeah, but I just like something about this shirt is just warping the way that my brain perceives the time-space continuum. This is just
if you squint your eyes at the creases, you might want to see Krang. Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Okay, moving on. Okay, so Sentai Filmworks licenses both Negima TV anime. Sorry, go ahead.
So as soon as Funimation lost the rights, they picked it back up because they got a UQ holder or QU holder. Literally
the day that Funimation dropped the rights or lost the rights, Sentai got it. So interesting.
Then again, I'm glad someone got it and wants to release it. If you're going to sit on something, release it. Don't just sit on it and wait for an egg to hatch.
So we've been sort of discussing a new Ghost in the Shell. It looks like we've got a visual from it here. So
why is he brushing his hair like Dio in the background?
What? Right here?
Yeah. Looks like Dio from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Stardust Crusade.
I think that I don't think he's brushing his hair. I think he's putting his hands up and kind of just making a pose.
Oh.
So I don't think it's a...
I like how they drew in... Is that watercolor?
Yeah, it's got a watercolor effect to it. Yeah, so it's got sort of a... Yeah, it's the art style is what you're saying. Like this is... Oh, I almost lost my headphone case off the... Did I just lose something on the ground? I did. I almost lost this.
You lost your mind.
There's a softness to the characters that you don't have normally, and that was a very striking way, I think, it's making a really bold statement in such a subtle way, with the 2018, like this is coming this year. It's like, bam, look at this. So I'm pretty excited for this. I'd like to see where it goes. And I'm just going to say, the fact that her head wasn't shaved up to this little bit like it was in Arise is a good sign. So moving on from here. I put this in here just for the title. Coming of age anime film, Let Me Eat Your Pancreas, reveals early fall debut. So this is one of those things that I think everybody's going to go see just because of this ridiculous title. So Dragon Ball Super ending sooner than expected. Confirmed news. So I put this in here as, yes, really, no, not really. Because I've seen multiple reports that said that this was happening. I don't know that I trust Otaku Cart as a news source.
I wouldn't trust them either. I believe Dragon Ball Super is probably confirmed that they're going to go on hiatus.
Right.
So
because they have a movie coming out. So yeah, that's what I was. That's why I put this news in here. I wanted to address that.
And you build up Majin Buu for so long and don't use him. That's not right.
I am still on season 3 or season. I'm going on to the Future Trunks arc because I'm watching it in English as it's coming out.
Okay.
So I'm not aware of what's happening with Majin Buu, but I'm just saying that what's going on right now is that they have another Dragon Ball Super movie coming out. Let's find out if it's going to be released as another Dragon Ball Z movie like Fukatsu no F and um, Battle of Gods. But
if Funimation is listening, please release this as a steelbook. I want it to match my other steelbooks.
Please release it as a steelbook as an option, because I try to avoid steelbooks just because I don't know. Well, it doesn't matter. I just don't want it. I don't want it to be the only option. Back to what I was saying. So the thing about this ending is that they have another movie that they're going to be making, and they're playing catch up like crazy. Like the animation quality is getting worse and worse, I hear. Which again, it gets fixed for the Blu-ray, so I'm not really complaining. But from what I hear, this is a misunderstanding about things ending, obviously. So they're going on a hiatus for sure, and they should be coming back again with more stuff. And if not, the other thing I heard, that the other way to interpret what I heard is that there's going to be like series 1 of Dragon Ball Super is ending and they're moving into series 2. So I don't know. I mean, though, it's weird how shonen shows like this, long running shonen shows, just completely the way that seasons and series are constructed, like just they don't abide by the laws of the rest of anime. It feels like. Anyway,
well, it's from Toei, and
you added this. You added this here. I'm gonna close out of this because I have that in the release section. You have this. Okay. Well, I might as well. I might as well go over it. I'll reopen it now because you put them in the wrong section. Just for organization's sake. So, Made in Japan is going to be released. Yona Yona Penguin CG animated film on Blu-ray. So this is coming out. It says they got this on May 15th.
Reading the little bit and looking at the cover, it looks like another Haruka in Wonderland.
Haruka? You mean Beyond the Stream of Time, or you mean Miyuki Chain in Wonderland?
No, the CG one from Funimation.
I don't remember that.
Released back in 2000.
Mr. Stain on Junk Alley?
No, not that. I have no idea why they. Yeah. Oh, Land of Oblivion. I'm trying to find it. I know I own it, but I can't really see it.
Oblivion Island, Haruka, the Magic Mirror.
There you go.
Oh, right. Yeah, you're right. I remember this. I never bought this, but I do remember it. I remember seeing it places. Okay. So next, another release news in the wrong category. Sentai Filmworks to release Wrong to Expect a Hot Spring in a Dungeon. So are they going to have another enormous premium edition?
Yep.
Yes, they do. They do?
Yeah, keep going.
Where do you
keep going.
Where?
No, keep going to the next tab. I put them up there.
Oh, okay. Oh, no, you didn't, because it goes on to the stuff I put in. Oh, you mean in the release section?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I see it. All right. So I put this in here. Otaku Nikoi Muzakashi, which is the love of an otaku is difficult, or love is hard for an otaku. I'm bringing this up because something about this character design, I don't know what it is, but like it speaks volumes about the show. I just something about the color scheme and the handling of it. I showed this to my wife.
It reminds me of.
What does it remind you of?
That I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying what it looks like. It looks like grown-up Toradora.
Okay, the art style for this guy reminds me of a character from Nozaki-kun. But anyway, what I'm getting at is that these two characters here, I showed my wife like an image like this, but it was just them. And there's something about the character design or the art style that it's really intriguing. Like something about this, like I don't know artistically what it is, but it makes me want to watch the show. It's actually, this is the image I showed her. Something about it is just I don't know. I'm intrigued by it, so I'm talking about it now because I want to see where things go in the future with it. And
Okay.
in the same way, I've got this one right here. This art style here is also giving me that feeling because it's got this kind of like a Where's Waldo style effect going on.
Oh
Not to
yeah.
mention all this architecture and stuff. So this is I actually originally put the link from the Anime News Network one, but the Crunchyroll one had a bigger image, so I decided to go with this one.
And
So I don't know.
this one's animated by Aniplex, correct?
I have no idea. I didn't read any of this. I've been way too busy with work this time, but it looks interesting to me. The art style. Who knows if the show is going to be any good? Because obviously they're not going to animate the thing from this angle, this like 3/4, two and a
You
half
never
D
know.
perspective looking thing. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Just because I mean, there's a lot of weird stuff going on here. I don't know. I'm interested to see where things go. So this looks interesting to me, and I just wanted to bring it up. Moving on to manga.
Manga chimichangas.
Physical manga volume sales sees a 12% drop in 2017. I'm assuming this is in Japan because this little like thing right here is all in
Probably.
Japanese.
Probably,
So
but you're also hearing different news of comic book sales going down and manga sales going up in the US.
well, yeah, in the U.S. Well, don't even get me started about what's going on with comics, um, but yeah. So I don't know. I thought this was worth bringing up. I feel like, I mean, 12% is a pretty significant number, but if you think about it, when it comes to the anime that was released this last year, there was a lot of, well, I guess this year, I don't watch anime as it airs, but was it this year coming up, or was it last year where everything seemed to be a sequel to something previous?
We've been kind of hitting that rut we've been
For a
hitting
while.
that pretty good recently.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, like maybe I don't know. Is manga? Is there just not? Was there nothing good coming out? That I don't know.
It might
I
be a
just
case of there's too much released and no one's able to
yeah.
search through it.
I'm not gonna put out all my conjecture on this. I'm just gonna say that I thought this was an interesting thing that would be worth bringing up now, and we'll see in the future if
Oh
we
yeah.
can expand on this.
I kind of wish I could give more input, but at the same time, I don't ride on the trains in Tokyo or Japan.
Yeah.
So,
Well, gosh, those trains go so fast now that you probably don't have time to read anything.
yeah.
So you added this one. I'll let you take it away here.
Yes. So, let's see if I can get this right. Karakai Jonzu no Takai
Takagi.
San Soichiro Yamamoto launches new manga.
All right, I'm gonna do that for you because you were really good, but you were actually pretty close. Karakai Jozu no Takagi-san's Soichiro Yamamoto launches new manga. Now take it away.
Pretty much, if I'm okay, if I recall,
This guy.
let's see, this guy. If
Let
you
me.
click on him, I think he also did Strawberry Marshmallow.
Does not look like it.
Does not look like it. Okay.
Although now that you mention it, this does look like the art style a little bit, the character design from Strawberry
yeah.
Marshmallow. Which, if anybody has not read that or seen it, it is phenomenal.
Also, for this season, if you want something from the same creator, watch Matsubi Colors at the moment. I figured while I read this, I thought it was interesting. And let's see.
It says that Funimation is going to be offering an English dub.
Yeah.
Anyway, move on.
Yeah, moving on.
All right, so this is a little bit more on Megalobox, just because it didn't show this image in the previous article we looked at. So to give you an idea of what's going on, like we said, it's sort of a sci-fi version of Ashita no Joe, where they box in these weird like piston-like things that, It's weird. It's weird what it is. You have to watch the trailer, but I can't play it because it'll get copyright flagged. And then Slayer's novel gets a sequel after 18 years. Augie, I know you want to say something about this.
Oh yeah. Let me take care of something really quick.
I'm going to read what Augie wrote here. Talk about it, and it comes back like a boomerang. Hardback omnibus, come to Papa.
Oh yes, I mentioned this about a few podcasts ago. I thought it was still continuing, but I guess we're getting more of it. So if this keeps up, I would love to see this whole series. I would love to see Slayers as a light novel get fully released over here, package it as a series omnibus with a hardback binding, and you got my money. Just release it to me. I want to read it.
All right. Next, we've got Tokyo Pop restarts manga licensing with Konohana Kitan Hanger in Futaribeya. So I have not bought a manga in a long time. Well, that's not true. I have only bought Attack on Titan, which the ones that came with the OVA DVDs. So I have bought manga recently, but I haven't really I haven't been collecting it. Let's put it that way. I haven't been collecting manga in a long time. I did not know that Tokyo Pop was I didn't know they went on a hiatus.
They went on a hiatus. I think the lawyer stopped it for a bit. Came back. I think they were continually printing Italian manga and Disney graphic novels.
Oh, interesting. So, I guess that's good news. It looks like the whatever was stopping them has turned around economy-wise or whatever.
Yeah.
So that's good. That's good to see. Hopefully, you know what's going to be a real testament to the economy is if Media Blaster stops duplicating all their stuff and goes back to replication.
Isabella Bird in Wonderland manga gets bilingual edition in Japan.
I clicked on a link. Sorry. So you thought this was interesting enough to bring up. Is there anything you want to say about it?
Yep. If I read this correctly, this is a manga to help the Japanese teach them English. With something quirky. So
I would like to pick up the Japanese version of this and just to see it, because it's funny how often they're not right with their English translations of things when they do it themselves, and I wonder how badly they're messing up their teaching.
Oh yeah,
it'd be kind of funny. And then we've got Tokyo Ghoul manga franchise has 34 million copies in print worldwide. So I'm bringing this up just because that number to me seems low.
Yeah, it sounds impressive, but the world's a little bit bigger than that.
No, but I mean, this is supposed to be a huge deal, but like this just goes to show you when you think about how hard it is to get certain things, like how rare they are, and how like when you search for a certain DVD, let's say, this is one of the most popular series of all time. I mean, this has so many for the manga of it, especially has so many manga out there. And this is over the course of, this isn't just like 34 million copies of volume 1. This is like, I'm assuming this is just for Tokyo Ghoul Re, it's like, I don't know. This number seems unimpressive considering, like, I would have expected a lot more, but it makes me really, it puts into perspective how few copies are probably made of the DVDs in our collection, respectively to it, it's probably only a couple 100,000. It's probably not even 1 million compared to like when you buy like a Warner Brothers DVD that probably gets at least 1 million made,
Oh yeah.
So anyway, moving on to games. So I think I put all these in here. Yeah, I did. So the original Disgaea strategy RPG is to return with an HD remake. There's a little video here. I watched it. When it gets to the actual part about Disgaea, it does like a 404 error, like it's part of the gag in the thing. I don't know the game is pixel art. I don't know what they're going to do about an HD remake. Are they going to
I hope they
redo
have
the
more
artwork?
features. Like in the second one, you can pick up your
Yeah, you can do like a ladder effect.
Yeah, do ladder attacks and all other such. Which
it's a fun game, but I midway through, so I went to the item realm in this guy, and I cranked up the level thing all the way, and I got like super, super, super strong, which is just what I do in RPGs. And then I never finished the game. I just lost interest because there's so many different classes, and I don't know, I didn't care anymore. I don't know. There's a bit of a fatigue that comes with the amount of features in it. I think it's hard to balance things, you know. Anyway, so moving on, somebody actually shared this in the comments on the Facebook page, which we were supposed to, or the Facebook group, which we were supposed to plug at the beginning of the podcast, and I forgot to. In fact, the reason I shared that Irresponsible Captain Tyler thing is because I think it was Lishansky had shared that in the group right before I went live. So you have them to thank for that. So the thing about this, the reason that I'm actually sharing this is because the new Gundam Breaker announced for PS4 coming to the West. So I think this is unusual for Gundam games. They don't usually get brought over here. Seems in the comments of this thing that people are saying they usually have to import them. So
well, it depends. We do get a Gundam game every now and then, but
so hold on, everybody. It's midnight for you, right?
In 4 minutes.
4 minutes to midnight, and you've got this blaring train noise. What is wrong with your state?
Hey, it's illegal for me to suplex trains, so I blame the government.
Anyway, so back to this with it coming to the West. What were you saying?
For importers for games like this, it's kind of a coin flip if it is going to get over here, but we do get them, but probably not every single release of it. So is this one supposed to be like a Lego version of Gundam this time?
It looks like you can it looks modular. So I don't have a PS4. This is completely irrelevant to me, but I thought it might be interesting to you guys. Now, this one is interesting to me. I don't care about it. I'm not going to play it, but I just thought this would be worth bringing up. So Blaze Blue, or Blaz Blue, I'm not sure how you pronounce it, I forget. Cross Tag Battle debuts in North America on June 5th with Ruby's Blake Belladonna. So Blaze Blue is a Japanese game, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so the reason that this is significant, FDD&M actually was suggesting that I pull this article from the topic of discussion, and I'm like, nope, I got my own reasons for this, and the reason why is that I think it's very interesting that Rooster Teeth, which is an American company, they're the guys behind Red vs. Blue, and numerous other shorts and things. They have this thing called $1 Million, but they got a bunch of stuff in the works, right? They created, or technically Monty Ohm, may he rest in peace, created Ruby. So it's an American constructed, fully CGI, I believe. I've actually not watched it, but it's cell shaded. It's rendered in Maya anime that actually gets like billboards in Japan promoting it. Like, I mean, this is probably weirdly, I think, because of the clip I have seen really of it, the animation is not really what I would consider phenomenal, and it's just like two characters talking. I just was not impressed at all. I don't know why people like the show so much, but again, I just haven't given it a chance. But what I'm getting at here is that a Western, like it's broke the barrier, let's say. It's gotten into this fighting game, this Japanese fighting game, and it's a character that's, you know, a Western created show. So I thought that was very interesting to see that barrier get broken. So that's why I'm sharing this here. And we should probably take a moment to catch up on the chat for a second.
On the chat. So first off, Augie, have you talked about my last podcast about cutting through security stickers but leaving them on the box? I I do not recall that comment, sadly. However, that is what I do for the most part.
Regarding what?
When you get a fresh DVD in the seal and you have like the security sticker on it.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
what I do is just cut.
You just slice it. You don't actually pull them off. I am really anal about pulling them off all the time. Because sometimes when you don't pull them off, they get stuck to like a paper cardboard sort of box next to them instead of like it's just for the sake of protecting everything. I always take them off and make sure to use Goo Gone to get rid of the adhesive if it's there. So I'm just catching.
Okay, you catch up. So the one thing I mentioned about comparing the two Ghibli releases, the Disney and the G-Kids, the one thing I'm not sure about that I deem important is when comparing the two, does G-Kids add more of the Ghibli Museum shorts? Your confidence, Grizzly.
Please, I'm begging you, Miyazaki. I'm begging you. Do a hentai before you die. And make it with Studio Ghibli. Oh, man. That's too good. Oh. Aki, you have removed some comments that I don't feel like they needed to be removed.
Oh.
Somebody got shadow banned in chat. How do I unshadow ban you, Satan666?
You just wait 300 seconds.
I can only put him on timeout further. Anyway, all right. So catching up on the chat now. So I was going through all these comments that I couldn't understand why they were blocked, and I wasn't looking at the comments in between. Yeah, so Reese was saying it's like going to be like a Rock'em Sock'em Robots anime. That kept popping in my head. I'm like, I don't want to say that because that doesn't feel accurate to, like, if you actually watch the trailer, like that's what the image evokes when you look at it. But when you actually watch the trailer, it doesn't give that off like that feeling when you actually see how they animated it. But yeah. Do you have what?
Huh? Oh, the Rock'em Sock'em comment I was going to show Metal Fighter Miki.
Oh, yeah. Okay, let's see. I'm looking omnibuses. God, Reese was totally on top of it. I need to find a way for. Okay, well, first of all, once we get to 1,000 subscribers, it'll enable super chat, and that'll be one way to make this a little bit easier. But I wish there was a way for me to have a whole separate like chat system. And maybe if I were to go a little bit further than just doing the Hangouts, there'd be a way to do this the way that people do it on Twitch and whatnot. When somebody like Reese makes a comment, it's almost always exactly what we're like having this thing about. Yeah, Haruka stuff. He was already on it with Oblivion Island, Haruka, and the Magic Mirror. There's so many times where we're like, what is that thing called? And I should have just looked at the chat right away. Let's see.
I was able to guess someone's other figure.
Oh yeah, that was that mecha guy. I'm assuming because he was the one talking about Ava stuff.
Well, that's why he made it in the comments.
Reese says, "Are you talking about Osmosis Jones? Whoa, where did that come out of nowhere? How did that come up at all?"
I think I might have misread a comment. I'm sorry.
Oh, it was yeah. It might have been a reply because you actually reply in the chat instead of doing it verbally, usually. So, all right, Likonski is gone.
Sticky glue.
Physical media is better than digital. Totally agree. Danny's in. Hey, Danny. And oh yeah, people are talking about thinking that Tokyo Pop was out of business. Just all these comments about Jizzly Entertainment, Studio Jizzly.
Okay, let's got the answer.
Okay. Woo.
But I could have sworn Ocean Waves had 2 of those.
Oh, about the shorts?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm totally exhausted. I've already been up since 5 today, so this has been rough for me. I appreciate you guys putting up with it. All right, so I'm opening up all these other links here. Actually, I'm going to say that one. We'll get to that when time comes. All right, so let me go ahead back to streaming the share screen. All right. Okay. So I think Lishansky was the one who shared this with me. My Miracle, the release date, like all the way in 2019, and I'm pretty sure this is a picture. This looks just like the Kickstarter set, except that it doesn't have the little rating, the PG rating triangle here. So thought that was a little interesting. I'm not, obviously I can't grab the one I have in my office because I'm already in a whole different state. Do you have yours right there?
Yeah, I got mine, but it's still sealed.
Yours is missing. That's not right. Let me see that.
You know, they can't see what we're seeing.
That looks really different from mine. Mine has like a slipcase. I didn't realize there were 2 different versions. Dang it! Now I have to find that on eBay.
Huh?
I missed. I think I missed. I don't think I missed backing My Miracle. I missed the other one. Oh no, My Miracle is the one I missed. And then I just got it on eBay. Dang it! I actually have like 2 copies of it, but one of them.
So now it's 12:06, and we have another train flaring in.
God. That's like cruel and unusual. Anyway, Discotek licenses great Mazinger anime, Toriko film, and 2 Zach Bell films. Number 1,
Zach Bell.
Zach, what did I say?
Zach Bell.
Is that how it's supposed to be pronounced, or did I say it wrong? It's Zach Bell, right?
Yeah, it's Zach Bell.
Okay.
Or Gash Bell if you're reading it.
So the thing I actually care about that's not Zach Bell, I really hope that Discotek gets the people who did Toriko's dub for Funimation in there, because I hope they dub it, and I hope they get those people, because I loved every second. Well, actually, the first episode's kind of rocky, but after the first episode, Toriko is such a phenomenally fun show to watch. I gotta check this out a second. The theme song has a line in it, literally "Eat a Mountain." Like, such a great show. Totally love that show. So I'm reading here. Okay, so it's the TV. I'm waiting for somebody to get the stinking Ultimate Fight, and also this one would be great too. Nobody's released that yet for Tenjo Tenge. So I'm hoping Discotek will do that. They'll get those. And what I say about Mazinger Z or anything?
Well, Great Mazinger's down there.
Right, Great Mazinger. That's what I meant to say. Oh, we've got a really big figure in the merchandise section to talk about. I'm gonna move on. Flip Flappers English dubcast preview clip revealed. Okay, again, this is in the wrong section. I should slap you up the head for this. This should be an anime news if you're gonna even talk about it. Flip. Oh, actually, no. You're right. I'm wrong. Right here. Yep. It's a good thing you actually read the article past the title, and I. I'll take the L on that one. Yeah. So,
I need to hurry up and pre-order that. I can't wait to finally own that. That was so awesome to watch.
I'm not sure, but I think my sister-in-law is in this show. Anyway, I know she's in Keijo. So, okay. So here's the Sentai Filmworks confirms English dub for Sword Oratoria. I don't know what that is. What is Sword Oratoria?
It's the sequel to...
Oh, to Is It Wrong to Pick Up Worlds in Dungeon? Okay.
Yep.
So that's the one. Okay. Good to know. So was there a... okay. There's a limited edition. Is it going to be just as big and annoying?
Maybe. It kind of looks more like how they did Flip Flappers.
Where's the...
I saw.
I don't...
Keep going, or we go on to write
Okay,
stuff.
there we go.
That's just other articles.
Okay,
I
close.
don't even know these people.
All right.
All right. Navala TMS Entertainment joins Bakugan Revival Project. So the Battle Brawlers are back to shoot their marbles.
Okay. Moving on. And then I put this in here in the correct section. Okay.
What's it doing there? It should have been earlier.
No, it should be release news. All right. So also I think it was Lishansky who shared this first one with me. I'm just gonna pull these all open.
Sorry, it's a spinoff. It's a spinoff.
I love random merch stuff to talk about every week. So first of all, this bad boy, $1,400. Well, almost $1,500 for this statue, which I'm kind of afraid to go onto the other images of it because I don't know if no, Cyrene is she's covered.
She's covered. I have no idea how that's going to stay. I mean, it's impressive.
What do you mean stay?
Like how they have.
You mean the smoke around it? How the smoke is going to stay suspended in air?
Yeah, how's that possible? It's like buying a bottle of or a can of boiled water. How does it stay so warm all that time? Even though that's a granite background, what I was really talking about, like all the stressor points, like the wings, the fingers, and stuff. It's impressive. Don't get me wrong, but like places like Japan, you think earthquakes would be a bad thing for it.
That's a good point. Oh God, I'm so tired. Sorry. I wouldn't buy it. It's way too expensive. Actually, really, I think somewhere in here I had something on down here. I'll talk about it then. About Devilman Crybaby. So here's the Mazinger Z, this enormous action figure thing.
Well, how big is it? It's only Japanese text tall.
This is the iPhone for scale.
Where's its shadow?
Come on, okay. So you want the? I'm sure it'll tell you. Really, they don't actually tell you like the height. They just give you this little. That's so dumb.
Yeah, it's a bunch of Japanese text and one.
Yeah, but one cell phone. So metal. That says metal. So it's I don't know. But
I don't want it's gonna be like one of those huge figurines that you see at Walmart, like of Hulk Hogan.
Like 2.5 inches, though, right? Like, I mean, depending on which generation, who cares? I'm moving on. I'm not going to waste my time on this article. Also, giant Detective Pikachu aims for March 23 release with massive amiibos. So it's apparently I don't have any amiibo. I don't even have a Wii or like whatever this went with. I don't have. Was it a 3DS? I don't even know. But hey, I just thought I would share this. This is coming out of nowhere, this whole Detective Pikachu phenomenon. Like, did that game exist?
It's a project that they announced, and it just caught wildfire. I still think there's people pretty upset that Danny DeVito isn't voicing them.
I'm one of those people. I wouldn't have even played the game anyway, but I am one of those people. Okay, so this Funko Pop.
Why is this on here?
Because
why is it that much?
Yeah, well, first of all, this is one person who's selling it for this price. Okay, it's not everybody. You could probably get it for a more reasonable deal. I just thought I'd bring it up. This is the New York City. First of all, don't buy Funko Pop. So why does anybody like these? I don't know why.
No articulation.
It's so stupid. Who cares about the articulation? It's just the stupid design. They look horrible. Anyway, so this is Planet Arlia Vegeta, and I just want to clarify what happened here. When they were making Dragon Ball Z, they got to a point in the show where they needed to show Vegeta, but he had never been illustrated in the manga in color on the cover yet. So they scrambled at Toei or whatever, and they just threw colors on him. So his suit became all these weird colors while he was on this weird planet with Nappa. And then Akira Toriyama had corrected it in the manga in the color for the design that he put onto the actual like manga cover where it was a full color thing. So there's just a one episode right before Vegeta gets to Earth where you see him like this. So that's what this is actually a reference to. And never spend this kind of money on a New York City Comic-Con exclusive thing. Yeah, I've gone to Comic-Con because a friend of mine gave me his ticket because he only goes the first day and buys these Comic-Con exclusive things and then resells them. Not for this much, but not this particular thing. He didn't go to New York Comic-Con. I'm just saying he gets whatever the Comic-Con exclusive thing is because he can recoup the cost of his ticket by selling it. So anyway, and then I guess I put this in here, didn't I? Yes. Okay. So. Adidas. Yeah, so Adidas,
I thought you were a Nike person.
I don't care about shoes at all, but Adidas has made a line of shoes that are Dragon Ball character inspired, and I think we've talked about something else that was similar to this. I think it was the Eva one.
There's Eva ones. There's some Dragon Ball Z shoes that were released in Mexico.
Oh no, we talked about a clothing line where they were just garbage clothes. Like they just did not like this. I actually feel like the designers actually these are better. So
they should be a little afraid of the first one. That kind of looks more like Reebok.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. So I think that these look. I mean, I would never wear any of these, but this one especially looks horrible. But it's because it looks like the shoes that he wears when he's in the Piccolo. I mean, obviously there's this hideous mesh design, but I thought the Cell shoes, I thought that they did a good job capturing the character without doing anything that's actually specifically like a leopard print sort of style version of their skin. This too with the colors for Vegeta, and the Capsule Corp symbol in the back. I thought it was a clever design. And then this one too, like the shape. I mean, again, I would never wear these shoes, but you can tell. Yeah, you can tell without even having to read it. This is Shenron, and then Super Shenlong. So anyway, I just thought that was interesting. Getting rid of that. Final Fantasy celebrates anniversary with 30-year-old Scotch. So don't care about this one. The Devilman one was way cooler. But if you wanted it, it's in that link. Oh, they haven't actually. You know what they had it to like. There's a to be determined link they were going to put on here. Anyway, you find it later. But just know that it's coming for, I guess, tomorrow. The pre-orders are going live. So there's only going to be, I think, 303 of them is what they said. Yeah. So $300 booze is limited to quantity of 303 bottles. So if you were interested in getting it when we did the Devilman one, they were already sold out. But if you're interested in getting this, which I don't think it looks that interesting, I don't think it's worth $300 for this.
Almost looks like, I guess, Wild Turkey, Jimmy Dean. I don't drink.
Jimmy Dean is the sausages.
Oh,
those are the breakfast sandwiches. Jim Beam is the whiskey.
Okay.
But if you ask me, the only two whiskeys worth drinking are Jack Daniels and Wild Turkey. So, okay. So it's funny that you shared this because I saw this and thought, okay, this is dumb. I'm not going to share it. And then you chose to share it.
Oh, come on. Why not call it the title that I gave it?
Okay. Yeah. Let's go with what did you call it?
Wagon Dragon. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
okay, first off, this is lazy.
This is,
I would not think of Wagon whatsoever.
Well, remember what I was saying about the Dragon Ball things just being garbage? Same thing here. It's like, okay, here's a drawing. Okay, here's what they did here. This isn't outfits inspired by these characters. These are drawings of the characters wearing the outfit you made. Okay, yeah. It says outfits inspired by the characters. No, that's not what it feels like at all. This looks stupid as hell. Like it's just.
When will he ever wear that? He never wears a shirt.
Yeah, this is just so dumb. But then later down here, I'm like, oh, are they selling this? Because this seems more accurate. So, but in response to you adding that, I added this one. Dress up with JoJo's Bizarre Adventure collaboration street art clothes. Because these, I think anybody could wear, and they would be really cool. Like, these are, well, I don't know about that one, but
Very
what
90s.
the...
Don't know why
I actually didn't look at the art. This is
without zipping up
the
the
last
flyer.
article.
I'm afraid to talk to these people. I mean, the guy's just holding his groin right there.
They should all be doing JoJo poses. These people
That
don't
one
know
guy did.
Which guy?
Down, down, down.
Oh yeah,
right there.
for this middle one.
Middle one.
There. I like the dog here.
Yeah.
Although the problem is that these are going to cost like a fortune to get. And
no, the problem for me is they're going to be size small.
Yeah, I was going to say they're not going to fit you. That's the thing. Yeah. Anyway, I thought it would be interesting.
Well, I wouldn't mind having that handkerchief. Pantaloons, really? Pantaloons?
Yeah. So Cardcaptor Sakura's new wand is ready for release, which is a reference to the show. Yeah, I got it. I got what they did there. It actually looks pretty good. I mean, it looks fragile as all hell. Like does not like it's gonna. This looks like a cup lid at like Burger King. a bedazzled cup lid. Anyway, so you have anything you want to say about this?
Oh, looks interesting. I kind of wish that how they stylized the background.
This,
like the rose petals and stuff. Like, is that part of the wand?
Well, this looks really cool, but I kind of feel like it's all the photography that makes it look good. Like if you actually saw it, it's like, oh, it's just a hunk of plastic, you know.
But I don't know. They might use metal for this.
Yeah. Anyway, okay, so next, Cardcaptor Sakura merch line adds bejeweled ring. Ooh.
Ooh.
Okay, I get it. Yeah. Not really I mean, I wouldn't buy it for anybody. First of all, I hate this like wraparound design. That just drives me absolutely nuts.
Like you have skinny fingers and turn to fat fingers, you'll appreciate it.
Well, I'm just saying I wouldn't be able to wear personally a ring that does that because I would constantly be spinning it, you know. But I don't know. It's like this is another one of those things where it's like, yes, it's kind of the design, but does it matter? You know, it's kind of like the Laggin' and Dragon thing. So what's here? Retro Sega controllers come back with Bluetooth compatibility. Interesting. Ooh. They got such a great photo of because this is the original. Yep. And then they've got the USB one. Okay. I was gonna say these things are so beat up. Okay, that's cool. I miss playing my Sega Genesis. I wish I knew where it was. Sure, I've got it somewhere.
Maybe went so far to do Dreamcast on Bluetooth.
Yeah. And then this is the Sega Cafe. You added this to the. So when is this show? When is this show getting a DVD release over here? So I can sit down and watch it?
I mean, one of the people who runs Steam funded like another episode or something for it.
Wow. It seems like it was it's kind of weird. It's like Food Wars. I felt like I was seeing it everywhere, and it took freaking forever for that to get a DVD release. And then Sentai went crazy with those premium editions and ruined it for me.
If I had to take a guess, we're almost at that 2.5 year mark now for it to get released.
I think I looked it up several times, and I finally saw something that seemed like it was actually happening finally, but it just feels like it's been taking way too long. Anyway, I'm trying really hard not to get spoilers for certain things. You know what I mean? There's certain shows where I'm trying not to get spoiled, but I know that everybody's talking about it constantly.
We're not showing any spoilers.
Well, I'm just saying, like. There are certain shows that I'm waiting for them to come out because I feel like at any moment it could get spoiled. So.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, you wanted to talk about this. Holy Diver game
Holy Diver.
finally gets English release on NES 29 years later, and you were making a point that this is not JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Right. This game apparently was when they released it, it was in English and was planned to be brought over here, but according to X, Y, and Z, it was delayed or just didn't even come over here. So now seeing this instead of getting a repro cart looks pretty amazing. I mean, I think I see a gold-plated cart back there.
Yeah. But it looks black on the thing here. So so you were just referencing because there's is there a stand or an ability called Holy Diver in
well, in part 6, I'm pointing this out because it's a good game.
Yeah, no, I got that. I'm just saying about JoJo. This is
Holy Diver. Yeah,
reference
Dio sings it as well. So
yeah. Anyway, moving on. Yeah, the Junji Ito fingernails. I saw the. Oh gosh!
Well, if you want to feel in the spirit of the show, you can start collecting nails. I don't know what else you do with them besides just collect nails. Put them in a corner somewhere. Want to see my fancy nail collection?
This is the only design one that I think is actually interesting. The rest of these are kind of lame.
Yeah.
Anyway,
well, if this gets popular, watch Detroit Metal City get some.
Finally got Junji Ito right here. Okay, moving on. Yeah, so Bandai Visual pulls the Idolish 7 character fragrance line after alleged breach of contract. I didn't have a chance to read this. Can you give me a rundown of what actually happened? With the breach of contract?
Let's see. I think something. It's been a while. Let's see.
I'll just read it. According to Masamea, Bandai Visual had already signed a contract with Primaniacs for the latter to exclusively develop, produce, and offer a line of character fragrances. Okay, so however, due to scheduling difficulties, both parties decided to cancel production. Later, Masamea claimed Bandai and similar things seen below through its Idolish. Okay, so. Yeah, basically they had a contract. Contract didn't fully get removed, and then they okay. So obvious stuff. Moving on. So I don't know why I shared this, but I guess I shared it because first of all, this is bizarre. Like sometimes this is one of those things where you're just like, what is going on in Japan right now? You know. And then I shared this because of the images down here of for some reason Aaron is a bee. And Levi is in a bear suit, and Armin is this penguin, and I couldn't even tell what was going on with Mikasa until I saw, she's got wings, you know. Yeah, so I don't know what's going on here. This is very bizarre. So I don't know. I feel like, let's be real, they're only going to sell this one. Maybe
which
this
one?
The bear one. I mean, because it's Levi anyway. I mean, who are they marketing this towards? This do guys buy these very often?
Yeah.
I mean, no, they don't. I think that this one is going to be. They're gonna have warehouses filled with these, and they're gonna just have these all out of stock. And then you shared this one.
Yes. Get paralyzed by Gengar's lick attack with official Pokemon scarf. Then he continues down and you get some awesome pictures of Gengar. That poor Clefairy right there.
Did you notice this one his eyes are closed and this one his eyes are open? So where's the Clefairy?
Last row. There you go.
Yeah. Cool. So you shared that. I'm sharing this. Nap safe with Gundam carrier cushions.
Darn it! I should have been catching up with that.
I know, because you decided one podcast. You're like, I'm not going to look at Crunchyroll news anymore, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do it. And then I've been finding all this great stuff.
Well, their news wouldn't be so bad if they would do a calendar layout instead of a list details layout.
I do the list details for both, actually. It's annoying, but I do it. I do it for you guys. Yeah, so I just love that they keep making these like these Gundam plushies
You know
pillows.
what? I just want to see a whole bedroom suit with Gundam like this.
I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind being that bedroom or having that bedroom. I wouldn't mind being the one who made that a reality. Okay, and then we've got miscellaneous news.
Miscellaneous.
We talked a bit about Otaku Coin. So they added Oculus Rift and Anime News Network bosses to the advisory committee. Now, I don't know why. Like, what merit? I'm going to say right now, if you've ever invested in an altcoin, this one's not going to do very well because they're not bringing on people that seem like they would know what they're doing. They're bringing on,
It sounds more like a promotional than really currency.
Well, because it's a cryptocurrency designed to help you support the anime industry, and it just seems like a total scam. So this just seems bizarre to me. First of all, why Oculus Rift? And then I understand Anime News Network to a degree, but it just seems like what's the merit behind it, bringing them on to the advisory committee? Anyway, so saw this UFC fighter walked out to not the One Punch Man theme song, but the One Punch Man. It's the song, the track titled One Punch Man, I guess. And he walked out to that song, and it was subtle, right? It was one of those things where only if you actually watched the anime do you realize what's going on. And he beat his opponent in like a punch and a half. So that's why I'm sharing this, because it was pretty crazy. I'm going to play this. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see.
Are you sure we should play this?
I'm going to play it. It's so small. It's so small. Was it this one? No, I don't think this was even it. This wasn't even
a bunch of chickens.
This wasn't even it. It was this first video, I think. But it
was
was
surprised. Like, for some reason, octagon fighting wasn't popular until.
Yeah.
It's popular, but it didn't finally get the recognition that it deserved until we almost graduated.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna play this part right here. This is the part of the clip that I saw, at least. So it was like 4 or 5 punches, but it was pretty crazy to see. Like the guy, like he came out, like if you're gonna come out to the One Punch Man theme, or you know what I mean, like a song from One Punch Man and sort of put on that persona, you got to really back it up with your with your performance, and it seems like he was able to. So I thought that was interesting. Oh wow, that article that I had originally kept so far down got moved up really high because of all this other stuff. Anyway, preserving otaku culture. I saw this article I thought was interesting about tokusatsu. Which is the like Godzilla, miniature effects and stuff. So I thought there were a lot of really cool. I remembered there being really cool images in here. Maybe I'm wrong, but yeah, I just thought it was a good article regarding that stuff. And Manga Entertainment UK. Well, I'll just read that. This afternoon, Manga UK office will be closed for the memorial of our late friend, colleague, and CEO, Colin Lomax. So apparently, Manga UK's CEO has died. And the Earthsea author, Ursula K. Le Guin, passes away. So this is the author of the books series that Goro Miyazaki directed, the Tales from Earthsea for, which is funny because there was a series on Sci-Fi called Earthsea that at one time I thought, it's got the same name. I wonder if it's related. And then I watched Tales from Mercy. I'm like, no, there's no way this is related. This is so not even close. Turns out, no, it's based on the same book series. And it's funny because I didn't even know that this person had died. And I was reading an article about how when the sci-fi, it's like this person had a very sarcastic way of speaking. Like I've been made aware that sci-fi has made a series that apparently is supposed to be based on my books. Like they're not even close. I don't know. This person's a major anti-capitalist. Very weird philosophy.
Going back to the manga entertainment, I hate to say this, but at least it was a CEO.
Yeah.
Instead of the company's owner, hence Streamline Pictures. When the owner died, the whole company died.
Yeah, well, sometimes the CEO is the owner, but I don't know.
You can have multiple CEOs too. So,
well, yeah, but I'm just you have the CEO, the CFO, I get what you're saying, but yeah, I'm just saying, like, sometimes the owner takes on the role of CEO, but they would have said, our late friend, colleague, owner. Yeah, they would have called them these things. Exactly. Anyway, so I'm going to move on to apparently a Redditor has written a research paper to prove whether or not anime titties are aerodynamic.
Really? You shared this one?
I did. Yeah. Let's see. I don't remember which one of these was safe enough to share. But yeah, you can go through and look at all the data on the aerodynamic nature of it. So that's up to you guys if you want to go through those links. Now I'm sharing this not because I really don't care about this, but just because this has had a major upset. Somebody wrote an article. They titled it "Netflix's Devilman Crybaby is a Sexy Attack on Titan," and I don't know why that's not sitting well with people. If you want to check it out, right here, this article. This is the one I shared. Devilman Crybaby is a Sexy Attack on Titan. I was in a live stream on Mr. Nice Guy's channel. This link will take you to the moment where I come in, but there's like 37 minutes before that with Holden Casanova, if you want to check that out. I gave my thoughts on Devilman Crybaby. Spoiler alert, did not think it was worth. I didn't think it earned the merit of what everybody's been saying how great it is.
Did it have violence?
Not the way you want it to have violence.
Did it have nudity?
Not the way you want it to have nudity.
Did it have gore?
Not the way you want it to have gore.
How do you want it to have gore then?
The way they did it in the OVAs in the 90s. Not the ping pong animation way. So composer Tetsuya Komuro retires from industry after adultery allegations. So I find this interesting, to say the least, just because if this happened in the United States, literally nothing would happen. I think it's just ridiculous that this is even an article. I mean, I do think that there is. I applaud the culture of Japan to have, make this something where you don't just get away with sort of infidelity. I think that relationships are very important, and I actually really despise Western culture's sort of destruction of the sanctity of families and marriage. But I thought that was very interesting that this actually resulted in retiring from the industry, and I don't know. It seems like an interesting thing, the way that they worded it as adultery allegations, because retiring kind of turns these from allegations into fact, So I don't know. I thought it was interesting. Moving on. No anime films receive Oscar nominations. Aki, I'm going to let you give your word on this before I totally tear apart the reason that nobody should care about this.
Because crusty old gray hairs rule the Oscars, and the young don't have an opinion. I don't like award shows in general because you either have to bribe to get your way to the top, or fuck your way to get to your top, or something. You have to
work for Studio Ghibli.
Yeah. Or you have to do something that doesn't really recognize the merit of the work that you're based on the work or the artistic view.
All right. Well, I'm just going to say, I'm sick and tired of hearing people get upset about this. Here's the thing. The Academy Awards, the Oscars, the Grammys, all of these are not, never were, and never will be about the merit of work. These are about the self-aggrandizement of the people involved. It's all political. I've talked on this podcast before about award ceremonies where one of my dad's friends in the stunt business was set to receive this huge honor. He was the stunt double for Tom Cruise, but Tom Cruise's publicist stepped in and shut it down because he liked to continue the perception that Tom Cruise does all of his own stunts, even though it's not true. Tom Cruise does most of his own stunts, for the record. Like, I'm not saying the guy doesn't do anything and that he's pulling the wool over your eyes, but I'm just saying that the publicist shut it down, even though this guy did some very dangerous stunts that he was going to get an award for. So it's all politics. And the thing is that I'm sick of people caring what these people think about their favorite movies and shows. If you like something, you don't need the approval of the Academy Awards. You don't need that. Stop giving them that power over you. Okay? You don't need that. So going back, okay, look, if you want to complain about the Crunchyroll rewards. Okay? Because there's a place where it should be a little bit more towards it. Now I'm going.
But but if you go back, there is a ray of hope. Even though they list some stuff, and I question some stuff that they list because some of that's, I believe, finally getting released in the spring this year. So I don't see how they qualify. But if you read that last sentence below, Ghost in the Shell was shorthanded for visual effects,
but did not receive a nomination.
Yeah.
They already won an award for color grading, though.
Yeah.
Didn't think they deserved.
I totally misread that. Okay.
Well, it just says they were shortlisted for the visual effects category, but did not receive a nomination. They won an award already from a different thing for color grading, sort of a more technical award ceremony. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Again, it just does not matter. Same thing with this one. Rumiko Takahashi nominated for Eisner Hall of Fame. This is the third or fourth time. Yeah. Nominated for the fourth time, has not gotten it. Stop giving them the power over you. These people's opinions don't matter.
Also, I don't like Eisner, but I'm glad to hear that she keeps getting at least recognized. I mean, might as well just give her the award already.
Well, same one here. I saw a person share this article saying, "Oh my God, Forbes gave a positive review to Record of Lodoss Wars Blu-ray." It's like, okay, stop! It doesn't matter. Who gives a crap what Forbes thinks?
First off, if I think Forbes, I'm thinking business. I'm not thinking media. So
there's no point in it. I just realized I saved another article, somebody else, and I realized that I'm the one who's caring too much about this. I just think it's so annoying. Somebody else shared an article recently. I was going to add it too, from The Atlantic, titled "Can Cowboy Bebop's creator make more people take anime seriously?" Who cares about what The Atlantic has to say? Oh God, it's just so done with this.
It's just someone trying to sell an article.
So I'm gonna save that for last. So Sonic the Hedgehog's creator Yuji Naka joins Square Enix. That doesn't necessarily mean that Sonic is joining a new team, but I'm interested to see where that goes, even though I don't play video games anymore. One Man's Figure collection includes both life-size Megumi Rem. So
there's just one thing that I'm just baffled by. If you have all these figures, granted, it looks like a ragamuffin, but still. Still, you have a cat with all these figs. That is impressive, but he is missing that, what is it? Louisiana Pikachu.
Okay.
You never heard of that one?
No.
As a random stunt for the whole Pokemon Go craze,
Yeah.
someone metal crafted a Pikachu statue and just left it in the park.
Oh yeah.
And somehow it vanished and it was auctioned to upgrade the park. Even though it looks corroded.
I'm pulling up an image for it. Yeah.
There it is. Apparently it's in someone's backyard.
Maybe the guy who put it there stole it back so he could I don't know.
I feel like everyone was in the know.
Yeah. Anyway.
How does something mysterious that size mysteriously disappears?
Yeah. Seriously, like anyway, moving on. So this is kind of interesting. So, Anime News Network, apparently ad revenue's not bringing in the money it used to, and they're giving you an opportunity to buy a subscription that gets you the ability to turn off ads, faster access, access to community forum, customize your experience, more like-minded you, blah, blah, all this crap. Anyway, I kicked them a couple bucks because, quite frankly, I don't want to lose the ability to look up in the database of DVDs and stuff. I've actually been thinking about setting up a Wikia page for collectors, so that, like, the way that Anime News Network, they have their stuff is, it's, you go to the series for the show, and then you look at the releases, right? I'd like to have something where when you get to, like, you could sort it by, like, ADV, and instead of it being ADV was involved in the production of these series, it's ADV released all these shows, right? And here's the actual release, and then when you click on it, I think it would be great, because what Wikia would let us do is it would let us do it's kind of like Wikipedia, right? So you'd have user submitted information. So we'd have things like for instance, Awesome Manga Dio. You would say, like, notes on the thing, like, it comes with surround sound, but all these things, and then it says notes. This edition does not include the Awesome Manga Dio mini movie. To get that, click here, and it'll take you to the links to the ones that actually contain that movie. Right? Because, for instance, the Thin Pack ADV release didn't have it, but you could have gotten it if you got the individual DVDs. So, so just stuff like that. I've been thinking about doing that, but it'd be one of those things where it would start really slow and build over time. But I don't know what I'm going to do if Anime News Network ends up shutting down for whatever reason, because I use them almost every day, and I got to say, having the faster access, and what the faster access is, by the way, is that you're on the dedicated server of where only the staff and then now other subscribers can go. Because every once in a while, Anime News Network gets overloaded, and it gets so bogged down that you can't actually access it. And we've actually been very lucky that we've been able to perform every podcast so far without running into that problem. And now we should be, because I've bought a subscription, should be able to avoid ever having that happen. So I'm very pleased with that. Anyway, that is it.
Subscriptions.
What's up?
Subscriptions. What about our channel?
Yeah. Get us to 1,000, guys, because I need that to not get out of the partner program.
Oh my God, you have a face. Tell us about that book.
What?
Tell them about the Facebook group.
Facebook group. Oh yeah. Hold on, I'm just trying to get now that we're done screen sharing, I want to try to get the chat back popped in. Yeah, so we've also got the Facebook group. Check the description. The Facebook group is really getting up there in like it's. I'm very happy that we created this because it's the community interaction has been pretty stellar, and gosh, like we talked in the past about how Best Buy put up the those pre-orders that were like $3 or $2, right? And then we had the problem where they decided not to honor that and they just canceled everybody's order. But we've had a bunch of Amazon stuff. Like I think in the last podcast I mentioned that Amazon had listed the Berserk. No, I guess it was probably after the last podcast when this happened. Anyway, Amazon listed Berserk and Cabanera of the Iron Fortress's limited editions at the same price as the standard editions. So if you are part of the group, you got that notification when I let everybody know that was happening, and then they promptly later changed the price back to what it was supposed to be. And then later, even after that, if you missed that, I was able to share it again because they actually switched it back again to that low price. So I'm just saying, if you're a collector and you're serious about this stuff, it's really great to be a part of that group because we share these finds where you can find these, really good deals, and we put them in the group, and it's good for everybody. So, in fact, one of the two pickups I would have gone over if I was just going off the top of my head were Berserk and Cabanera the Iron Fortress, because I remember specifically picking those up. Anyway, so let's go over the chat real quick. Yeah, here we are, Studio Ghibli. That's where I left off. No Ghibli museums, and then people are saying, yeah, people are saying I've got a very infectious laugh over the whole Ghibli thing. Can't wait for it to be advertised as a heartwarming film from the creators of Black Lagoon. What are you talking about? What were we talking about there? That sounds amazing. There's a train track, which always I can't imagine. I mean, I work nights, so it's not a big deal. But I mean, I'd be used to the stuff happening during the daytime when I would sleep usually. The spinoff, not a sequel. Yeah. People are not interested in paying $1,500 for a statue. I am not surprised. Reese says that thing said 1 meter tall, so it's probably 3 feet.
Okay.
Okay. Mazinger. Yeah, I read that as metal for some reason because of the katakana. Okay, yeah, so 1 meter. That makes sense. And Genshin says they're not fond of the chibi aesthetic. This is what I was talking about, the Funko Pops.
The super
that
deformed.
That mecha guy says Nendroids are better than Funko Pops. I will agree. The Nendroid design is better. Still wouldn't buy them though.
That has more points of articulation.
Well, I don't care about the points of art. I actually prefer them to have 0 points of articulation. I like figures that are in a pose, that are designed to be in that pose and don't move, and then you can sort of enjoy them from the different angles. I prefer it that way personally.
Judas. Let's see.
Someday I'll go over the figures that I do have, and you'll understand why I like them that way. Because I've got some really awesome ones that are still boxed up because once I get to my permanent place where I'm going to live, although I'm going to be living in California with earthquakes, so I don't know if I'm going to want to put those out and about. Anyway, let's see. 5 people are talking about there. Everybody's gotten onto the topic of Funkos and Nendroids in the chat. Speaking of shoes, I would love to buy a pair of the custom Air Force ones with Ava Unit 1 colors.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure, yeah. I don't know if he's talking about the specific one that we had talked about.
Reese is mentioning that My Miracle is from the director of Black Lagoon.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Which I'm kind of angry at the creator of My Miracle, seeing how we waited 4 years for a release. Then his new feature in this corner of the world barely gets a release over here. Gets a shortened version of the movie release, and we're waiting for an unedited version of it, or an unabridged version.
Going back to the card captor thing, which obviously release was reference to the show where she says release,
right.
and he says saying anyone's wand is ready for release just sounds wrong. Jizzly's wand. We're not. This is gonna get non-advertiser friendly. All right. This right here is the reason why I need to get those 1,000 subscribers, so that somebody at YouTube doesn't sit down and watch this this podcast to determine whether or not we're worthy of maintaining the. Let's see. Never was a fan of the Sega controls. I totally agree. Although I'm just saying that the actual games were a lot of fun. I mean,
it's like a mini boomerang.
I think the Super NES is better. There's a stand called Diver Down. Okay, so see, that's what I was thinking of.
Yeah, dispose of.
Not Holy Diver. Anyway.
Okay. Oh. It's supposed to be 11 inches of Julian.
Let's see. Just read the last line. Remind me of the worst movie codes. Transformers. Attack on Titan dolls remind me of the Animorphs book covers. Oh my God! Somebody please Photoshop the Animorphs covers to have Aaron's face on any one of the ones that had to be. Oh, that's too funny. Okay. Aerodynamics had never been more interesting. No one wants to watch some Hollywood actors. Yep. Yeah. No, I totally agree. It's so obnoxious. It's just like. Don't get me started again. Hey, hate them, Spiegel. That was at 10:40. What time is it right now? Okay, it's only been 16 minutes. That's in the flaw of human nature. We have so much insecurities that we want to turn us. Yeah. No, I get you. I get why people do it, and I'm just saying stop. Just saying stop. So that mecha guy, the Cabaneri price drop is back. So go ahead and jump back on it. It should be there now. In fact, I'm going to look it up right now just to check.
So we're going to do some local or some near future pre-orders.
Say that again?
We're going on Amazon /Right Stuff.
Yeah, no, he's right. The price went back up already. Yeah, so that's why it's worth it to be part of the group. That wasn't in the link dump, but do you want me to go to Right Stuff right now?
Sure.
Even though I was now I have to take the thing out of the dual window now. It's all right. I'll do it, guys. Share. Okay. So actually, you know what? Let me not share yet and get it to make sure the adult stuff doesn't show up.
Who's Brad?
What?
Who's Brad?
That's me. Where do I go to?
Oh.
How do I go to pre-orders?
Oh, you just click right over there.
Yep, right over there.
Right over there.
Shop by category.
And scroll down, then click on pre-orders on the front page.
Oh, okay. Right Stuff. Scroll down. New releases. Hot pre-orders. See all. Okay. Hide adult. Okay, good. It's already hidden. I don't have to worry about that guy at YouTube who gets assigned to make sure that I'm not showing porn here. Okay, so
there's the premium. There's third set of Rene.
I'm done with send. It's like, because now I want to get this premium, but it's gonna look like crap next to the other one because I'm not gonna have the premium for that. What was that? Isn't there a hentai title that's titled Rene or something?
Maybe. Adam the Beginning. That is awesome. That one just had a year to wait.
Hold on, I'm gonna switch this to Blu-ray and DVD only. I don't want to go through all these Nendroids and have the chat explode with Nendroid talk. Oh, here's the Blu-ray for Ichi the Killer that I was talking about last podcast.
There's Blu-ray for Robot Carnival, which is jam-packed with more extra features this time around.
Oh, here's that movie my wife had to walk out of because it was too loud and my daughter was kicking in her womb way too much. Yeah.
Oh, Dragon Maid's right there.
Where's Dragon Age?
Dragon Maid.
Dragon Maid. I was gonna say.
Maid is in Maid.
I gotcha. Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. Yeah, I've been looking forward to seeing that, and now I'm just like I'm done with Funimation's like feminized.
That's just one
thing.
word in. That is one word in one screw.
No, I'm
Other
sure
than that, there's more to
sure
it.
it is. I'm still probably going to watch it dubbed. I'm just saying that like it's been tainted, like my perception of it now. I'm going to be listening to everything with my ear to it, like, you know. I pre-ordered this actually. I heard somebody discussing that they were disappointed with the set because it specifically says part 1 on it, but it's supposed to hold part 1 and part 2.
Huh.
So that's obnoxious.
That's just
right?
awkward.
You know,
Yeah.
Why are you doing that, Funimation? Get better. Anyway.
I like how those caution flags look like nachos in the background.
They kind of do. Anyway, so let's get serious about it. I'm so exhausted right now. I can barely read any of this stuff. So Super Lovers. Everybody wants to see this. The art not final thing on there makes the faces on that look really bizarre. Am I wrong? It looks like his mouth is like, oh, it looks like a puppet. I don't know. Anyway, Koro Sensei Quest. I've been watching Ninja Nonsense right now, and I like to tell myself that this is the character from Ninja Nonsense.
It's not no Minamaru's.
No, it's Osamaka. God.
Osamaru?
God, what is his name? Osamakaru or something like that? What is that guy's name?
Yeah. I know that one ninja's name is Sasuke.
Yeah, well, yeah, all of them are named Sasuke.
No, it's just one ninja.
Just one guy who's using the ninja.
I'm glad you're watching that. I really enjoyed it.
Well, it's on my list of. Oh man, what is his name?
What's your bucket list?
Well, no, I have on my Anime Planet. I put down all the things that I had started watching on Sakamaru. That's what his name is. Yeah, there's an N in there that threw me off. Anyway, it's one of the shows that I started and I haven't finished, so I'm trying to get through. Like, I've got like 190 shows that I started and hadn't finished, so I'm trying to.
And the Common Doe with the Kuro Sensei, it's a spinoff. I believe it's a spinoff of Assassination Classroom.
Yeah, that's what the character's from. Yeah, it looks like the Attack on Titan high school or junior high or whatever. Like, it looks like all the characters are young or something, but I haven't watched any of it, so I don't know. Moving on to the other Monster Hunter stories. Is this like from the game series?
No, based on the game, but this is. I found it fun when I was watching it.
Friendly reminder, in a minute we're going to be talking about Dokkoida, and then you guys will all leave once we start talking about Project Blue Earth.
Aka, finally, then we're back to last time.
Right. Good.
Maybe it was Monster Girls.
No, let's do. Let's talk about Dokkoida.
Oh boy, Dokkoida. This one was I've had this. AC eventually got that. Yeah. For this one, I'm glad that we did it. I love the sense of comedy, the sense of community, and just the different stuff that they went through for this series. The comedy was
reminded me of Chobits.
It was better than Chobits.
Really?
Better than Chobits, but it's not something that you're going to laugh off the couch.
Oh, in terms of the comedy, yeah, it was funnier than Chobits. I don't know if I would say it was better than Chobits. It was.
I wasn't saying it's better than Chobits.
Yeah, I'm just saying that the comedic, the animation style really reminded me of Chobits, but I don't know, just something about it. When I first started watching it, it's like, this really feels like Chobits, but it's not at all. Like, obviously not.
It was made back in 2003.
Yeah, just everything looked like that back then.
Go
ahead.
With the main character guy, when he wears a shirt anytime he wears a shirt with Dokkoida's face on it,
yeah,
kind of similar to I guess Laugh-Jack from Darkwing Duck, the expression will change along with the character.
Right.
You have that go for it.
Good. Well, I was just going to say that what I liked about it is that they turned sort of the genre on its head a little bit. And what's really funny is that, and you guys have had 2 weeks to watch it, so don't give me crap for giving spoilers, because it's not really a spoiler. But what's funny is that it turns out that like all the villains in the show end up staying in the same apartment as him. And that was such a very humorous way of doing it, where everybody ends up living in the same apartment. My favorite episode was episode 8, where the character that he's like, that's like the alien girl that basically acts like his little sister, is watching that soap opera where the brother, the step brother and sister fall in love. And it just like the whole episode, that whole thing was so funny how they just kept, they do the anime thing with the misunderstandings leading to more misunderstandings, leading to more humorous misunderstandings. And I just, God, I was busting a gut on that episode. That was so funny. I actually watched both of Dokkoida and Project Blue Earth within like 3 days of the last podcast ending, because I didn't want to get behind because I knew I was going to be in California and I wasn't sure when I was going to get here for work. So I had to get it done early. So it's actually been like at least a week and a half since I watched it, and I don't really recall everything, but I'm sure I'll be able to pull it back up as Augie talks about it.
I really enjoyed the characters, aside from Suzuo, which, by the way, has the same English voice actor as Godai from Masonic Koku, which is very weird how some of the lines that I delivered was pretty much, it felt like Godai was there. Then he gets all wacky with like, let's defend the town, let's attack XYZ. Mm-hmm. So it kind of flipped me. I was pleasantly shocked hearing this come from him.
I'll say this regarding the characters. I was not expecting the S&M characters. Was not expecting that at all.
Well, I don't see how not. It's in the ending, but the S&M character is kind of, she's there. That's what she does. She might fuss, and that's it.
I'm just saying that as an anime collector, I'd seen the cover for Dokkoida over and over and over and over and over again over the years, never picked it up, and thought because I always thought like there's this thing about him being in a diaper, like that's like the outfit is that he has a diaper on. It's like that didn't really get addressed really in the actual show. I think it was in the trailer though.
Maybe in the trailer. I'm glad it wasn't in the show. They probably mentioned it like 3 times the whole series. Other than that, he's there. Yeah,
but then it's like the character with like the actual like S&M whipping and all that stuff going on, just was not expecting that at all. That came really out of out of left field. So that was bizarre.
Then you get like other characters like Tempopo, who's the little sister in this apartment complex. You have a surprisingly Dr. Mammonflower. Mammonflower, he turns out he first shows up as the Monster of the Week kind of professor. Then as the show later on progresses, he turns out to be one serious character and even a parody character of a certain captain out there.
Yeah, and by the way, Tom Popo is Japanese for dandelion. There was also Edelweiss.
Hey, I really liked Edelweiss.
Yeah, she was a little weird, but it was really funny in the episode. Like I said, with the little sister complex thing. That was, yeah, God, that was so funny.
Yeah, for her. So you have the S&M character who's trying to dress down, so she's wearing Lolita.
It's funny because she's trying to seduce him, and she's literally putting on more clothes to seduce him in that scene.
You got that, and then you have Edelweiss or Ruri.
Yeah, Ruri.
What she did was dress up into a junior high uniform.
Yeah. Oh God.
What I liked about Edelweiss is they take the tsundere girl aspect, and instead of it being just this one-dimensional, you felt like you're watching a person kind of grow.
Yeah.
Grow as the episode progresses.
Yeah.
Then you have the Edith of the show, with her hero name being Neuroid Girl as Asaka. I'm kind of surprised we didn't see those two go on a real just them two date. It has the elements there, but they never went anywhere with it.
Yeah, she was really dense. Like really dense.
All their motivation is to enjoy herself and drink.
Yeah.
Then you have the mole space police chief. Point,
I totally forgot about that guy.
Man, he's a pretty important character with his assistant, she's there to be an assistant, but she has her duties and does them well. So the whole point of this show is Tampopo, who's sponsored by a toy company, finds Suzuo and makes him into Dokkoida, the diaper robot hero that's savior and friends to all children. And you have a rival company with Neuraloid Girl, whose quote-unquote guardian animal is a bunny that I was expecting more screen time from him, but he barely showed up.
I kept forgetting he was even in the show, and then he's like, "Oh yeah, that guy's here."
Yeah.
By the way, I want to address some comments in the chat real quick. First of all, Danny pointed out that the thing I was thinking of was called Ray Ray, not Renee. That's the adult title. Also, Reese said it looks like the My Hero Academia is not going to hold both parts. It doesn't say that it does in the like the info on it. So it'll be like season 1's limited edition. And he didn't watch either of the things, but he says he will stream My Love Story. But Reese, I know you're just doing that because that other anime group is also doing My Love Story. Anyway, they copied us. We did it we planned it. We planned it like months ago, but yeah. Anyway, sorry. Go back to.
So you have the two heroes.
Yeah.
Trying to stop the bad guys. The bad guys are brought in from the interstellar police department to assist in this operation for reduced prison sentences.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much the gist of it. But they all, as AC said, they all live in the same apartment complex. Or I guess technically a boarding house.
To be a spaceship.
Turns out to be a spaceship. They cannot reveal. They are not to reveal themselves, but if the bad guy was able to reveal the person, they would get all their prison sentence just abolished. It will just go away. Then pretty much wacky hijinks, and everyone can't predict who they are. We almost had one episode that was kind of a wacky racers reference.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's funny because I realized halfway through the first episode that there were two separate shows that I had seen all over and over again throughout the years. It was Dokkoida, like I had seen them for sale and whatnot, and Android Kikaider that I was forgetting weren't actually the same show. Yeah, so that's a very different premise, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, very very different tone. The tone throughout this is lighthearted and comedic. Android Kikaider is almost tech noir at some points.
Yeah, serious. Yeah. Anyway, what about Project Blue Earth? Because I'm.
Well, two more questions for it.
Okay, good.
Would my 2 cents on the pace for Dokkoida? The show it watches itself territory, but it's close enough to it. I found it rather enjoyable. There's some extras in there, like the concert, which is just a concert, and for some weird reason, I thought it was just an interesting, quirky watch. They did an extra where they took two cosplayers and just inserted them into like two different scenes from the show.
Okay.
Did you see the?
I didn't watch them.
Okay, and watching them like animate the ending thing, the whole process. Granted, it's like one episode's 10 minutes, the other episode's 5 minutes, but it was interesting to go through that. I would recommend it. If you see it, grab it. What's your 2 cents on it?
I will say that, like you referred to shows as like they watch themselves. I refer to shows as it's mediocre. Like I'm not. Hold on.
Well,
I'm not itching to turn it off. You know, like there are some shows where I watch them and I just want to die because I'm so bored. But there's like a baseline where like the show is it's not killing me, but I'm not really enjoying it. That's where I usually am. This was above that. So it was better, you know, so you usually go to, it doesn't, you know, it's not watching itself. It's just slightly below that. I'm just saying it's slightly above being mediocre, you know, so I did enjoy it. I thought it was better than I was expecting it to be. And I laughed a few times out loud, which even for a comedy anime, that doesn't usually happen. Not that stuff's not funny. It's just that to actually get me to be like, oh God, that was hilarious. You know, like that was such a clever joke. It doesn't happen that often anymore. So
I got it'll watch itself from you though. So
yeah, but I'm just saying,
last comment.
Yeah, go ahead.
Last comment on the show. There was one episode with Dr. Marinflower. His assistant gets a dream, which is very similar to the Electric Sheep episode from My Dear Marie. Or that's what I thought.
Yeah, I kind of thought of what we had watched recently, Seraphim Call, a little bit for some reason. It reminded me of one of those episodes. Anyway, shall we move on to Project Blue Earth SOS?
Yes, Project Blue Earth.
If I fall asleep, you're gonna have to message me on Facebook over and over again so that my phone will buzz and all that stuff, so I can wake up and turn off the podcast. All right? Because this show was boring.
This show, I can see a lot of people saying boring, but if you are into the hard sciences, or in this case, the hard science fiction, or prefer a show like Johnny Quest or Thunderbirds or Go, or if you can sit there and just rewatch Super Argingon,
how about this?
For you.
If you were annoyed by the French accent voice in the English dub of Nadia, Secret of the Blue Water, this show is going to teach you that it's not the French accent that was awful. It's just the annoying character. Because there's a character in this that's very similar to that guy, and he is so annoying, and his voice isn't really bad, but it's just a really annoying character. That was Billy, is what I'm talking
Billy,
about.
yeah.
And then the other character had a name that was
Penny.
like Penny. Yeah, it was like a sort of a girly name.
You name a character Penny and no Inspector Gadget. What's wrong with the world?
That's exactly what I was thinking. That like the only time I mean, it's short for Penelope, but I actually
Who
almost
knows? It may be Chinese.
I tried to name my daughter Chloe Penelope and then a last name, so that I could refer to her as Chloe or Penny. But my wife, she put her foot down. She didn't want that. We went the different name. But yeah. So anyway, I don't know how we got on that tangent. I'm very tired right now. I've been up since 5. Anyway, let's get through Project Blue Earth.
These are very English names. Like the dog's name is Washington.
It seemed to have been meant to take place, obviously, in a Western culture.
Oh yeah. And then you have the ace pilot James and Lieutenant Clayton.
Oh my God.
Clayton made the show.
I was convinced in the first episode or so, maybe the second episode, that those two were going to turn out to be the kids grown up from the future. And that was the only thing that kept me invested in the show. Because I wanted to see, there was no reason to believe that, but I wanted it to be true. And I thought it was going to happen.
I'm familiar with the Clayton character because he's just like Daddy Wars from Astro. To me, Daddy Wars from Astro Boy.
Mm-hmm. And then the other guy, what was his name? The white-haired guy?
James.
He was that guy from Johnny Quest who also has white hair. Yeah. That's who I felt like I was watching.
Okay. Some of the, going back to what AC was saying about the voice acting, the actors, I felt like they did what they could, but the script was a little, we want to talk in the active voice, but we're going to be preachy because we're science fiction.
There were a couple of lines where you're like, why didn't you just say this? Like, there were a couple of weirdly worded lines, but I think it was Billy's character that was annoying. Like, he was such a little punk, you know? Like,
he won't pet the goddamn dog that saved him.
And it was so stupid because it's like it was a conflict of character. You know, it was the fact that he was kind of a shitty person, you know, and it's like he wouldn't own up to the fact that he really wasn't as good as he thought he was. And it was like, it was pulling me into like knowing people who are like that, you know, and just being like, I don't like to hang around people like this in real life. I don't want to sit here and watch somebody who's like this, you know?
To me, Penny was more interesting.
Exactly. Penny was, if the show had been about him alone, I could have really enjoyed it. He was a lot more practical. He was realistic about the scenario going on. And it seemed like, I mean, freaking Billy got a bunch of people killed in a dang spaceship, you know?
Ooh, that was harsh.
And then he was okay with it like shortly after. And he's only okay with it because some guy just happened to say, you know what? My grandfather was so excited and he lived the last 2 seconds of his life happier than he's ever been. It's like, just because that one guy happened to not be upset that his grandfather died is the only way Billy was able to come back to the story without beating himself up constantly.
Oh, yeah. Well, they could have written the dad in more.
Yeah. Old man is bringing up a really good point. He says, I think both of those shows are aimed at fans of their particular subgenre, like 50s sci-fi and superhero Sentai shows. Yeah, for sure.
I totally agree.
Both of these shows were blind picks. I think. Well, maybe not Dokkoida as much from you, but
I'm the one who picked them.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying that it was less of a blind pick. Yeah, I felt like you had a reason to want to go into Dokkoida more than like it's accurate to say Project Blue Earth was a blind pick, but not maybe so much to say that Dokkoida was.
Well, let's get into other aspects aside from the characters from this show.
Well, I will say this is that I can pretty much guarantee that if any of you guys actually sat down and watched Project Blue Earth, that you only like nobody had actually sat down. Like everybody in our watching group probably already owned it, but had not seen it. And at least we got you guys to watch it. Because it just seems like one of those things that every collector has it, but nobody actually sits down and watches it.
To me, the art for the show was pretty good.
It was pretty good.
I mean,
the theme song even reminded me of Danny saying animation quality on Project Blue Earth looked quite bad from the previews anyway. The intro reminded me a little bit of not the animation of it, but the theme song style. And I mean, obviously it's a very specific style. Reminded me of that jazzy Bacano opening.
Okay.
So it gets you like okay, I'm ready to enjoy this. And like, oh god, it's a stupid sci-fi crap. You know.
We didn't talk about it too much, but as a point reminder for you.
I just remembered Legend of the Super Doll or the Ninja Doll or whatever, and how the effects in that were as good as the way they animated the stuff in Project
You're not going to live this down, AC. Legend of the Super Doll, when he was...
Is the Akihabara one or whatever.
Oh, wait. Oh, that. Never mind. Okay, scratch that. Scratch it.
Super Ninja Doll or whatever that thing was called.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. Let's see. Oh, yeah. You mentioned Airboy.
Airboy?
Yeah, or Steamboy?
Steamboy, yeah.
Steamboy.
I said this was off podcast. I said it's a combination of Bacano and a couple other things like maybe Steam Boy thrown in there because of the the invention sort of aspect of it. So what about it?
In episode 1, when the camera's first introducing the world to it, I got the same feel as from Steam Boy, but after that, it kind of started being its own self.
Right. Yeah. Well, when I told you that, I had only watched the first episode, by the way.
Okay.
When I was giving you that breakdown of what it was like.
Other than that, the pace is if you like reading a novel.
Okay. Here's one thing I will say about the show. It is very much animated in a way that it feels like it's tributing H.G. Wells' War of the Worlds, the original movie, the one where they did that scene where like there's it looks like some of the scenery where they decided to place some of the scenes is taken straight out of that first rendition of it in the movie. Specifically the scene where there's a scene in that where they have a like an army general get blasted by a laser from off screen and it vaporizes him, and they actually hand painted an animated sequence of him getting vaporized. Right. And I mean like the effects are just like a hollow tube with like a woo, like kind of like rings shooting through it, kind of effect. It's very cheesy sci-fi looking, and they drew it that way on purpose, So that there's an aesthetic there. If you really like the old War of the Worlds, you will probably enjoy watching it just for the fact that there's so much they could have easily done. See, because what they did is they set the timeline sort of feel in like, let's say the 50s or so. And they also set the animation of like the spaceships and the effects of the lasers and stuff. They animated them to look like movies that would have also been made in the 50s, So it was an interesting approach. I will say that, if nothing else, about Project Blue Earth SOS.
One nitpick I have about it, it's not really the Penny character, it's the Penny love interest, kind of like with Lala from Gundam.
It reminded me of for some reason Blue Submarine number 6 a little bit.
From how I was seeing it, she was at least properly introduced and it didn't feel totally out of nowhere. But then with the ending of it, it kind of nothing really gets solved. It just ends openly.
It was an unresolved ending. And also, before I forget, one thing that it was kind of interesting to see is that the DVDs have trailers for the ADV release of Gurren Lagann that never got released because ADV went out of business shortly after the time frame when this got released. So that was interesting because ADV actually had they had actually cast all the characters and they used different actors than Bandai did. But unfortunately the trailer, ADV does the trailer where they it's kind of like they do like that Power Thirst. I don't know if you guys remember the Power Thirst YouTube video. You know what I'm talking about, right? You know that one?
Yeah.
10,000 Kenyans or however it goes. They did that kind of style of trailer where they just they have a narrator sort of going over it instead of actually hearing the voices. But originally they had cast Kamina as the voice of Nabashin from Excel Saga. So I'm bummed that I never got to hear that. I'll just say that. I wish I could have heard that dub. Anyway, I don't have anything else to say about Project Blue Earth. I don't know about you. I'm so ready for bed. I have to get up in 6 hours.
Well, there's this one character named lot of breasts.
Oh, Brees. Dr. Breest. When they first mentioned Dr. Breest, I thought they were saying, "Wait, Dr. Breest is in this from Dragon Ball?"
Yeah. Other than that, the James and Clayton characters, I thought were very fun. Like I mentioned before, the Clayton character, he's the type that will get into the more dangerous trouble and peril, but there's a risk involved with him doing something.
Yeah.
Then you have the James character.
Very much did come across as an old Johnny Quest cartoon. Very much did.
Then the James character, have you seen Gal Gaigar? He kind of reminds me of Pizza or Jay.
I don't remember characters from Gal Gaigar.
He is one of those.
Just the opening.
He is one of those daring ace pilots, but not so much Red Baron Pizza guy, but I guess like Area 88.
Yeah, that one guy, the fatter guy. It's Clayton and then the fatter guy, right? Oh, so
fatter guy is Clayton.
Okay, so what's the other guy's name?
James.
Okay, yeah,
that's his name. Say his name.
James.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, Clayton. That guy had a pretty. That was probably the most of all the parts of the series. That was the most perilous. His little thing on top of the opening up the missile silo and everything.
Oh yeah.
That was the most there was a lot at stake there, I'll say, compared to everybody else. And then God, they kept doing this thing the whole show. It's like, oh no, that person's dead. Oh no, they're okay. Oh no, they died. Oh no, they're fine. That happened over and over again. Yeah. And then freaking Penny's mom gets killed, and it's just like, yeah, get over it, kid.
Well, technically she was already dead. The clone died, but
yeah. Anyway, I'm done talking about. I've really got to get to bed. So let's.
One last thing with Clayton, kind of reminds me of a blend of Carl from Aqua Teen Hunger Force and the postal worker from Cheers.
Okay. He reminded me of a character I felt like I would see in Detective Conan, personally.
Okay.
But anyway, so I got to wrap things up, guys. I really got to get some sleep because I got to get up really early tomorrow. So next podcast is going to be our Valentine's Day podcast, although it's not going to fall on Valentine's Day exactly.
Valentine's Day is on Wednesday.
Going to be
as you're
8th.
saying that, Satan, I apologize. I forgot it was you until much later.
I didn't see whatever triggered you to remove the.
I misread it as aggression.
Anyway, no hard feelings, Satan.
Sorry.
Anyway, I gotta get to bed. So the next podcast is going to be on February 8th. I will make it a point. I will be back in California. It'll be I'll even get back on that night schedule so that I'm a little bit more like ready for this. Augie, I don't know how you do this. I don't know how you go to work all day and then come back and do the podcast.
Today's been weird. I only got 2 hours of sleep.
Yeah. Sometimes
somehow I'm awake.
Yeah. Sometimes you weirdly it makes you because you catch your second wind, and then you're like, now you're not going to be able to go to sleep tonight. You're going to stay up and watch anime. So the next podcast is going to be on the 8th. We're going to be watching My Love Story. And I've got the links in the description if you want to get them on Amazon. Again, as a collector, I fully expect you to find the best price. Just saying, I think Augie had looked and found that was the best price recently. And if you use the links that we put in the description for the DVD, the Blu-ray, or the premium set, whichever one you prefer, it will kick a few bucks back our way because it's an affiliate link. So anyway, appreciate that. Definitely, I'll be pushing for this a lot harder in the next podcast because it'll be worth actually sharing. But
wait, before we go, please like, subscribe, and join our Facebook.
Yeah, that's what I was getting to. Is that we really need to get to that 1,000 subscribers before February 20th. So we've got. Let's see, basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 26 days left. And we need 85 more subscribers as of right now. So, like I said, the next podcast is going to be a much more shareable one. Like this one is like, where the heck am I? I'm not in my office with all the anime behind me. It's like, I'm not here really, awake. And we got to talk about... Yeah, we got to talk about Project Blue Earth, which is making me just feel like I'm going to die because how tired I am. So anyway, the Reese's saying, sorry, Satan. We should rename this podcast Studio Jizzly. Anyway, so I'll see you guys on the 8th. Anything you want to say, Augie?
Brush your teeth, say your prayers, and party all night long.
Okay. All right. I'll catch you next time.